Hello, everybody.
Mr. Duran, can you still hear me okay?
Yes, ma'am, I can hear you.
Get right with you.
The record on 3 separate criminal files involving Michael David Duran, file 241481 ST. In that case, he is charged through a misdemeanor complaint issued by the Allegheny County Prosecutor's Office for a charge of fleeing the scene of an accident on April 7th of 2024. On file 242843 ST, he is charged through a citation issued by the Allegheny County Sheriff's Department for driving while his license was suspended on July 12th of 2024. On file 243351 SM, he is charged in a 3-count misdemeanor complaint for an incident on July 26th of 2024 for charges of operating an uninsured motor vehicle, again fleeing the scene of a property damage accident, and again driving while his license was suspended. First of all, sir, you're here today without an attorney on all 3 of these criminal cases. Required to inform you of every step of the proceedings. You do have the right to the assistance of an attorney. If you cannot afford one, you could request an attorney at public expense. I'm looking at your last file and the last arraignment, which was just a week or so ago. At that time, you waived your right to an attorney at public expense. And again, do you wish to consult with a court-appointed attorney before you decide to plead guilty to these charges?
No, Your Honor, I did it. I'm guilty, and I just want to get it over with, please.
Viewing the plea agreements in these cases on file 241481 ST, the charge is failure to report an accident. This charge is a misdemeanor charge. It carries a maximum penalty of 90 days in jail and a $100 fine. Knowing that, do you still wish to plead guilty to that charge?
Yes, sir, I do.
On January 16th of this year, you signed this yellow advice of rights sheet. Before you did you read and understand all those rights?
Yes, sir, I did.
Those are your trial rights. If you plead guilty, you will not have a trial and will give up all those trial rights. You understand that?
Yes, sir, I do.
Other than the plea agreement that you've worked out on your own on all 3 of your cases, rather, with the prosecutor, has anyone else promised you anything else, though, to cause you to plead guilty today?
No, sir.
Anyone threaten you to force you to do this?
No, sir.
Is it your own choice to plead guilty?
Yes, sir.
And as to this charge, are you pleading guilty to this charge because you believe you're guilty of this charge?
Yes, sir, I am guilty of the charge.
This case indicates it occurred back on April 7th of last year, 2024. Indicates you were operating a motor vehicle in Lee Township here in Allegheny County. Were you operating a motor vehicle on that date and at that location?
Yes, sir, I was.
Did you strike something with your vehicle?
Yes, sir.
And what was that?
Really big tree.
Okay, so only your property was damaged?
It was the boss's work truck, but he got insurance money for it.
When you got out of the vehicle after looking at the vehicle that had struck the tree, did you feel at that point there was at least $1,000 damage to the vehicle?
Yes, sir.
And did you report that to the police?
No, sir, I didn't.
How did the police wind up coming to you later?
I got pulled over, I believe, and I had to go. When I got pulled over for the ticket in July, I started going to court for that, I believe.
I don't understand. How did they figure out you driving your employer's truck struck a tree?
My boss told him that I had the vehicle.
I'm sorry?
Luke Spencer told him I had the vehicle. That was my boss at the time.
So your boss informed the police. Okay, so that was much later after the fact. All right, based on that, I will find a factual basis. We'll find that your plea is knowing and voluntary. We'll accept your plea to this charge. Doesn't appear restitution's an issue. No one else's property was damaged except your employers, and you're indicating insurance took care of everything?
Yes, sir.
Okay, there's no indication on the sheet that we have to set this for sentencing. Prosecutor's office is waiving their presence at sentencing. They're recommending a sentence of fines and costs only. And how long have you been in custody?
I turned myself in last week on Thursday,
Okay.
sir.
Given that, I'm going to, on this case, waive all the fines and costs that I am able to, which would be the fines, the costs, and in this case, the 2 bench warrant fees for your failure to appear. Not able to waive the state costs and fees of $125, even with jail credit. So I will indicate here the total will be the amount that goes back to Lansing, $125. We'll put this out for payment over the next month. So again, the sentence on this case will be a 2-day jail sentence with credit for 2 days already served. I'll waive all the fines and costs that I can waive. I can't waive the state cost of $125, and that will be the balance on that file. Payment will be due after a month. On file 242843ST, this is a charge of driving while your license was suspended from the date of July 12th of this year. And on this case, the prosecutor's office has moved to dismiss this pursuant to the plea agreement. So we'll indicate this case is dismissed by the prosecutor's office. Finally, on file 243351SM, you are charged in a 3-count misdemeanor complaint with driving an uninsured motor vehicle, again, fleeing the scene of an accident, and again, driving while your license was suspended. The indication here is you'll be pleading guilty to another charge of failure to stop at the scene of an accident and to driving while your license was suspended. As you were just told, failure to stop at the scene of an accident is a misdemeanor charge. Maximum penalty is 90 days in jail and a $100 fine. Driving while your license was suspended is a misdemeanor charge as well. That charge carries a maximum penalty of 93 days in jail and a $500 fine. In addition to that, the Secretary of State's office will then assess 2 points against your driving record. In addition to that, they will also suspend your driving privileges for an additional period of time. Were you aware of all of that?
Yes, sir.
And knowing all that, do you still wish to plead guilty to both those charges?
Yes, I do.
And again, just a reminder that you previously signed that advice of right sheet before you did. Did you read and understand all those rights?
Yes, sir.
Again, those are your trial rights. If you plead guilty on this case, you will not have a trial and will give up all those trial rights. Do you understand that?
I do.
Again, other than the plea agreement that you have worked out on your own with the prosecutor, has anyone else promised you anything on this case to cause you to plead guilty?
No, sir.
Anyone threaten you to force you to do this?
No, sir.
Is it your choice to do this?
Yes, it is.
And as to both these charges, are you pleading guilty to these charges because you believe you're guilty of these charges?
Yes, Your Honor, I did it. I'm guilty.
Case was initiated through a misdemeanor complaint issued by the Allegheny County Prosecutor's Office. It states back on July 26th of this year, you operated a motor vehicle on 49th Street in Lee Township here in Allegheny County. Did you operate a motor vehicle on that date and at that location?
I did.
On that day, was your driver's license suspended?
Yes, it was.
And again, on this date at that location, did you strike something with your vehicle?
Yes, sir. A white Toyota pickup.
So another vehicle was struck?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And did you leave the scene of that accident?
Yes, sir, I did.
And again, did the police figure out later that it was you who left the scene?
Yes, I left the owner of the vehicle with a picture of my ID so that they could inform the police who wrecked their stuff.
Okay, so you did stop at the scene and, okay, I'm gonna need to talk to Mr. Burr on this one then. So he's indicating that he stopped at the scene, provided his information to the other driver, and now he's been charged with fleeing the scene. The statute states that he has to just comply with requirements of state law, which is to notify the other driver or the police. It sounds like he notified the other driver. Did you want to talk to him further on that?
Yes, please, briefly, Your Honor. This is the,
Sure. 243351 SM, the 3-count misdemeanor complaint.
yes, got it. Thank you, Your Honor.
He has already entered a plea of guilty to the other one.
All right, thank you.
Mr. Duran, can you still hear me okay?
Yes, ma'am, I can.
I just sent out a new sheet, Your Honor, looking more closely at the police report and and speaking with Mr. Duran. He did in fact leave his information there, so I've revised the pretrial sheet and the plea.
And again, based on what Mr. Duran already stated, I will find a factual basis as to driving while his license was suspended. We'll find that your plea is knowing and voluntary. We'll accept your plea of guilty to the charge of driving while your license was suspended. The second and third charges are being dismissed on motion of the prosecutor. Anything else you wish to tell me for sentencing on this file?
No, Your Honor. I'm sorry to be wasting the court's time, and I appreciate you taking care of my case today quickly.
Counts 1 and 3, counts 1 and 2 are now being dismissed. I will do the same on the last case as to the charge of driving while your license was suspended. We'll again impose a jail term of 2 days with credit for 2 days served. We'll waive all the fines and costs that I'm able to. I am able to waive your fine, your court cost, and the bench warrant fees. Not able to waive the state cost or the state crime victims' right fee of $125 total. We'll put that out for payment over the next month. So I have now received copies of dismissals, driving an uninsured motor vehicle, as well as leaving the scene of the accident. So in each of these cases, you will have a balance due of $125. On this case, again, the Secretary of State's office will assess 2 points against your driving record. They will also notify you probably in about a week to 10 days of what additional license suspension you'll have from the plea today. But with that, all of these cases are all resolved today. Good luck to you, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor. I appreciate you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Burke.
Thank you, Mr. Burke. You have a
Thank you,
great
Your Honor.
day.
Thank you, Mr. Duran.
Be safe, be well, sleep sweet, and much love.